as you know, the channel for Arsenal fans all over this world. I've just been like just chomping on the bits with brother Isaac about Arsenal related stuff. Yeah. And actually, we're supposed to be waiting for two more members of the crazy gang, but someone is probably stuck in the office, and the other one is stuck with some problems with the network communications over in Malawi. But it doesn't matter, brother Isaac. I've got brother Isaac. Brother Isaac, how are you?
I'm good, brother. Thank you. No worries. We can manage this. We managed this 3 years ago.
Yeah,
We're still here. We can manage through the show as we wait for the two members of the crazy gang.
yeah. There you go, man. There you go. So you know what? We talk about the first segment. We played against Oxford United, and the question is, Isaac, did we really need to put out this almost? Is it a first team apart from Turner, maybe Lokonga, El Neni, but everybody else is the first teamers. Did we have to play a strong 11, Isaac? Was it necessary?
I believe as we're moving forward, it will be a bit hard to distinguish between the first 11 and the second team, because you look at Tini, you look at Elneny, you look at Tana
Lokonga.
Tomiyasu,
Hmm.
Lokonga, they have found themselves in the second team lately, because you look at the lineup Arteta put forward.
7 changes which he made to
Hmm.
mean that we are somehow finding ourselves having a stronger bench, unlike in the past or in the previous years. I could imagine in the previous years we had a very weak bench,
Hmm.
but at the moment we are a bit stabilizing, and we can afford to leave the likes of Tini and Tomiyasu on the bench. If we can afford doing that for all positions, it will be a plus for us. Because you look at the likes of Man City, you look at the likes of Chelsea at the moment, they have the pleasure of leaving their first 11 on the bench and still achieving the results they want. Uh, I believe he's taking the FA Cup seriously, unlike the Carabao Cup. Uh, my opinion is that he's taken this cup seriously, although during the first half, I did not enjoy watching that game. I did not enjoy at all, at all. The first, we had problems unlocking the back line of Oxford during the first half. That is where you can actually see that there is a big difference between Lokonga and Xhaka, or between Lokonga and Partey. There is a huge drop. Uh,
Yeah.
so we've got to look at players who can add that quality. If, for example, I go back to the Newcastle game, though everybody a section who are whining that we were robbed of two penalties, but I don't believe in luck all the time, because you've got to work hard. If you have someone who can come in and provide something different
Hmm.
when you cannot unlock a defense, because they set themselves up very well, because I knew this was going to be a hard game, because you look at the physicality of like the Newcastle defense and the midfield. They are very physical, they are huge, they are giants. That
Yeah.
is one game that was going to be hard for us, unlike the Man City or the Man United or the Chelsea games. Those are not, if you look at their backlines, we can unlock them. But if you look at the setup of Newcastle, it is hard if you don't have someone who can come in and make a quick difference. So the first half, yes, yesterday we struggled unlocking the Oxford United's defense, because they also had defenders who were physical, who had a big presence. So it's like we are struggling against teams that have a defense that is imposing their presence. So we've got to look at the players who can put forward passes that split the defense. And at the moment, we only have Odegaard. And
But
mhm.
but pardon me for interrupting. But did Patrick Vieira, Fabio Vieira, he provided the assist, didn't he, for one of Nketiah's goals, didn't he? And
Sure.
I think a goal for Mohamed Elneny, I think. Did he get two
Yeah,
assists?
a free kick
Right.
for Elneny's goal, and then the assist for Nketiah's first goal.
Yeah, and then you had Saka, who was again on the right, Martinelli on the left, and you had Nketiah. So it took a lot of time before we could overcome Oxford United. But I'm thinking, did we really need to have those players? I mean, is it Sunday? The North London derby. Is it Sunday or Saturday?
Yeah,
Sunday.
it's on Sunday. Sunday.
So,
yes.
I mean, we need players who are going to be fresh and ready to be running out on Sunday for the North London derby. Are they going to still be fresh because they played yesterday? We didn't. I know we've got. Listen, I know we don't have the numbers in the squad. I get that, but then should we have played those players, Isaac, a Martinelli, a Bukayo Saka, and an Eddie Nketiah? Should we have played those players yesterday?
From my own perspective, I don't know what was Arteta's thinking, because we might not know what was in his mind. Perhaps he wanted to give them more playtime, or to give them confidence, which will maybe rub to the next game. There is some kind of confidence if you end up trashing a team 5 or 4-0, and then you score. There is some confidence that you carry to the next game, or there is some momentum that you carry to the next game, and particularly him putting forward his front three, which is obviously going to play during the North London derby. If his thinking is he wants this confidence to translate to the next game, well and good. But if it is because he doesn't have enough squad, it is a worry. It is a huge worry for us. But if he wants it to carry on to the next game, well and good. But we need a strong bench so that we can rest some of the players. You look at Bukayo, but Bukayo has played so many games from the World Cup. Before the World Cup, he played most games than any other player in the Arsenal team. He went to the World Cup and played a huge chunk of the games. He's back and he's playing day in, day out, and he's a young lad. He's got to be very careful so that he does not overwhelm him. If he's got to sign someone who can come in and be a competition for Saka. Yes.
But is not Marquinhos supposed to be that player that can give him some competition in that position there? Is it no?
He can, and I don't know why he didn't use him.
Well,
He can do that, and we saw him do that in the Europa League. He played in that position, and I don't know why he didn't do that. And actually, as a fan base right now, we are kind of taking this position of, if Arteta does that and he gets the results, well and good. We're kind of sitting on the fence. We don't want to say yes or no. We kind of fully behind the manager. If he thinks that is right, it is okay. But 2 seasons ago, we were here saying we actually, there are some of the members or in the live chats, some suggested that we have Thierry Henry and I was Thierry Henry. No, he was at Monaco and he left at a mutual after a mutual agreement to terminate his contract, and then he went to the US, and then there was also a mutual agreement to do that. And I said, we'll also come to Arsenal, and there will be a mutual agreement to do the same. Actually, if football is one game or one sport that involves a lot of feelings, a lot of emotions. We see when players lose out on a semi-final, on a quarter-final, on a final, cry out themselves because it involves a huge amount of emotions, and I don't blame anyone because of these emotions. But we've got to stick by the club and be open-minded and see if this is the direction the club is taking. What is the plan that has been put in place? And actually, at the moment, we are overachieving. I believe in this season they were like, let's get top 4, but we are sitting pretty good. Number 1, leaders top of the table, and we are overachieving. And if we can hold to that throughout the season, and perhaps if we win this thing, you hear every fan saying, I knew Arteta will do this. And at the moment, there are the very fans who are saying, Arteta out, but he was given time. The other day I was watching Pep give an interview after they beat Chelsea 4-0, and he said, you give Potter time. He said when he went to Barcelona, he did not need time because he had Messi. But when he came to the Premier League, he also needed time to do the same. So every manager needs time, but there are these other clubs that do not have that time at their discretion, that they are going to give a manager time to lay his project and show us where he wants to go. But I'm happy that Arsenal gave Arteta time to do what he's doing. He could have easily been sacked. He could have been easily been sacked, and right now he could have been jobless, or he will be an assistant somewhere, or he will have gone to Turkey. Because I've seen you remember Nuno Esperanto?
Yep.
He's currently in Saudi Arabia as a manager. From Wolves to Tottenham to Saudi Arabia.
He should have stayed at Wolves.
He should. Andrea Pirlo went to Juventus and it did not work for him. He's currently in Turkey. Leagues that we do not watch. Leagues that perhaps not everybody is concerned about them. But if he would have stayed at Wolves, perhaps he would still be at Wolves. But there are clubs that will not give you time, but I'm happy that we gave him time, and it worked out quite well for him.
So far. So far,
yes.
5 points clear at the top of the Premier League. We have to play our rivals in North London, Tottenham, on Sunday, in North London derby. And I just kind of get the impression that Man City are starting to build a little bit of momentum now. Isaac?
Yeah, they are building some momentum at the moment. But I've come to realize that Man City kind of fumble when they play with lesser teams. Let me put it in quotes, like lesser teams, where they played against Everton and they drew. They were beaten by Brentford at home. And actually, I'm looking forward to a game against City because I know it will be quite electric. Because
you know what? I mean, I know we're only here to talk about Arsenal, but with Man City, do you think they put too much emphasis now on trying to supply the line to Erling Haaland, rather than, if he wasn't there, it would be more? They probably would have been more potent and probably the games they would have played against those teams, they would have probably won. But now they've got Erling Haaland. Do you think that you're just playing too much now to having that striker there? And we've got to feed him because we know he's going to score the goals for us. But it's having a negative effect on the whole team, no? Or maybe it's just me.
It's not just you, Alex. I have been analyzing the same, and I tend to concur with you and say that it's like we've inherited the Man City of last season, because you could see their goals were spread all over.
Yeah.
They had wingers, they had midfielders, they had strikers scoring their goals. And you look at the top scorer last season in Son. Is it Son who was a top scorer last season?
Yeah.
Heung-min Son.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like Tottenham were like,
Yeah.
give Son the ball and he'll score. Give Son
Yeah.
the ball and he'll score. And they did not win the Premier League because their focus was like, he's the main man, he's the main guy. But at the moment, we do not have a main man. We do not have a main guy to score goals. It's like defenders will score goals, because the Chelsea game, who won us that game? Magalhaes, 1 goal.
Yeah.
The Fulham game, who won us that game? Magalhaes, 2-1. So it's like, let your defenders, let your midfielders, let your wingers and attackers win you games. You should not have just focus on Erling Haaland, because at the moment they are focusing on pass the ball to Erling Haaland, pass the ball to Erling Haaland. What happens if you close down the channels to supply him the ball? Because I realized when they played against Chelsea, when Chelsea lost 1-0 to Man City, that is in the league, in the Premier League, Haaland kind of struggled, because his first touch was after 27 minutes. And if you close down really well that channel, you'll have a problem to score. And then if they don't have someone who will calm them down, they'll have emotions getting better of them, and that is where you lose games.
But you know what? I spoke yesterday. Sorry to cut in. I spoke yesterday about Man City, Pep Guardiola. They're going for, is it 5 Premier League titles in 6 years? So
Sure.
Their experience, they've been there. Last year we missed out. We've not won the Premier League. So don't they hold all the chips? They have all the advantages because the experience, they've got the experienced manager. And even though we are 5 points ahead of Man City, I still think that they have the massive advantage because of the players, the experience, and of the manager. No, they still not hold the advantage.
They have the experience, yes, but there's nothing dangerous as having, let me put it like this, a young and stupid lad. Let me put it like that. There's a YouTuber in my country who says young and stupid, and when he says that, is when someone is young, they have nothing to lose.
Yeah.
It's like they are just playing for the sake of playing. And if you are playing against someone who just enjoys playing and doesn't care whether they lose, whether they win, but they are happy winning 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or several games in a row, that is a very dangerous team. At the moment, you have an electric attacking. You are like worried. Jesus is injured. What happens? And right now I'm seeing the fan base like, let's trust in Nketiah. But they have their trust in Nketiah because he's proving them wrong at the moment.
Yeah.
So we have a young squad that is electric, that is playing because they enjoy playing, not because they have to win. And if you enjoy playing and you play well, the wins will come automatic.
Yeah.
But you look at Man City, they have the experience, they have the squad, they have Erling Haaland at the moment, who's was a beast at the moment. I was watching him play against they played Brighton, and he had let his dark cards out, and he had a real fight with one of the centre backs, and he was trying to taunt him. He's like, oh, you're complaining all the time. And I was like, really? So this guy has a dark side of him.
Yeah.
Because he's a beast. He's a giant. And then, there are some players who will lose it. If it's like, oh, you just complaining and whining, you're waiting for the referee to give you a fall. If he did that to Magalhaes will lose it. Because I've seen Magalhaes lose it at some point. Yeah. So we've got to have a strong mentality. They are saying we have a strong mentality at the moment, but they did not prove me wrong during the Newcastle game. Because if we had a strong mentality, we'll have won that game even if it was 1-0.
Yeah.
Because if you have a strong mentality, we'll grind out results. Yeah. So we've got to learn how to grind out results, though at the moment we've overachieved. And because of the overachievement, we've kind of subscribed to it, and it is now getting into our minds that we have to win this.
Yeah, and I was going to say, actually, if we do not win the Premier League, I wonder how the fan base will perceive that. Will they see it as an opportunity lost, not winning the Premier League, or they will think, well, actually, in actual fact, none of us could see, or actually saw that we were going to be top of the table anyway. So I think, like you said, we are overachieving. I never thought it would be top of the table this part of the season. I never saw it coming, Isaac. But yeah,
if we go and win, we'll be very happy as a whole fan base. But if we do not win the Premier League, Alex will be having a 50-50 fan base. 50 saying is an opportunity lost. But for those who are sensible enough, we'll be like, we were overachieving. For those of us who will be, who will want to think out of the box, like, actually we are overachieving. And as part of the project, this season was top 4 was a priority. And second is not good, is not bad. It's a good result. So we'll be having a 50-50, a fan base that will be split into two. You will have those who will be cussing Arteta or the ownership that you did not bring in so and so, and we had suggested that you bring in so and so. But if we win, you'll be like, we knew. There are those who are quick to change their minds, like, we knew. From the beginning, we knew that this was a dangerous team. But in reality, they know that we have overachieved.
Sorry, Isaac. I just got a message here that some people are saying that we sound a little bit strange. The sound is not. The sound is very bad on here.
I can see someone saying you check on the sound.
Well, I've just modified the sound now. So how do we sound now? I've just made some changes whilst Isaac was speaking now. So let us know how do we sound now. Let me just modify it a little bit more. There we go. Right, let us know, is the audio better now? It's the same. Right. Okay, well, there's nothing much more I can do. I've tried to... The sound like you had on this wire and the speaker shakes it. Really? Is that me or is it Isaac? It's probably me, isn't it? It's not sounding good.
Someone is saying we both sound like robots. And the way I'm unleashing points.
Let me just try this. If not, we'll still have to go through the. Let's have a look. Right. What about this? Does this sound better? Let us know. How do we sound?
Yeah, let us know, because I'm unleashing points here.
It sounds like a Dalek. Okay. Right. Just bear with me a second. Let's have a look. Yeah, I've just listened to the sound. It doesn't sound good. Right. Let's have a look here. It's not sounding well from Uganda. Okay, so audio. Oh my goodness. Right. How does this sound?
Yeah. How do we sound now?
How do we sound now? Does it sound better, or does it sound worse?
Actually, I've realized there's a difference between first time and this time. It's like you've done something.
Yeah. How do we sound now? Ashley?
You're saying just a different what?
Oh my goodness. Ah! Let's have a look. Let's have a look here. I don't know. I haven't changed anything.
Someone said better now.
Oh, really?
Bit better, but still robotic.
Still robotic. Okay, let's just try one more thing, and if it's not, then audio.
Actually, it is trying to say that I repeat after him that we will exterminate.
We will exterminate.
We will exterminate.
You know, I think it might be from my laptop, because I know I had some problems with it before we came live. So I guess it's maybe from my end over here. You know, Isaac, let's go through the second segment, which is about transfer. The market, the transfer window. We've not brought any players. There's a whole lot of speculation, but no players have been brought. I know there was some talk about João Felix, who seems to be making his way now to Chelsea. MYkhaylo Mudryk, we spoke about Mudryk before we came live. But it's quite... Are you surprised that we've not signed anyone? Or you think, actually, you know what? Let Edu and the guys get on with the job they need to do. Are you surprised there's nothing in the window, Isaac?
I'm not surprised, because from the interviews I've been watching Teta do, is like, we do not just want to bring in a body. We want to bring someone of the right profile and of the right qualities. And funny enough, 2 or 3 Premier League managers have repeated what Arteta said, that we want to bring in the right profile. We do not just want to bring in a body. There are 2 or 3 managers who've repeated the exact statement. I'll be happy for us if we bring in the right players. I will not be happy if we just brought in players who don't care. At the moment, we have players who care about playing for the badge, who are proud to be Gunners. You remember 2 seasons ago, we were here all saying, "Oh, bring in Vlahovic, bring in Vlahovic,"
Yeah.
and he said, "No, my dream is to play in Italy, and I'm going to Juventus." Well and good. We went in for. There's also his counterpart, also went to Juventus. A midfielder. We're like, what to bring? And he was, my dream is to play for the biggest club in Italy. And he went to Juventus as well.
Yeah. Locatelli.
Locatelli. And I hold no grudges against those players, because they want to play where their heart feels at home. And at the moment, MYkhaylo Mudryk seems like Arsenal is his home. It is where his heart wants to be. And I was reading some sources actually a few hours before we came on. There's reports going around that the only thing remaining at the moment is that we are giving 30% of the fee we want to give them as add-ons. 30%. But Shakhtar want the add-ons to be 20%. So they want upfront fee to be 80% and only 20% on add-ons. So the base fees is what is it is what they are negotiating about, the base fee. That is actually what is remaining. I'll be happy if you brought him, but let's not also into paying unnecessary fees for a player we could get at a better price. You look at Odegaard, we got him at 35, and look at what he's done. It's like, that is a huge robbery.
Yeah.
Huge robbery.
Yeah.
And you look at players like Darwin Núñez, who went to Liverpool at a higher fee than Erling Haaland. And if you compare the two, and then you're like, Haaland should have costed much more.
Yeah.
It is it is sad that we find ourselves in this state because we are not in the level of Man City at the moment. I believe if Man City wanted MYkhaylo Mudryk, they would have got him at 40.
Yeah.
But at the moment, we are not in the caliber of Man City. That's why we are kind of struggling to even negotiate.
So Isaac, so very quickly, do you think Arsenal will get their man? Do you think they will get Mudryk, or do you think it's not going to happen?
They will get their man.
Yeah.
And I will not be surprised if he's the only player we bring in this transfer window. He might be the only player that we bring in.
Yeah. I tend to agree with you.
We wanted João Felix, but apparently there were crazy amounts. 10 million for loan, and then you cover his salary. And he's on a huge amount of salary. That is crazy.
Yeah.
But Chelsea could not do anything but pay up because they have 10 players injured. That is a whole team.
Wow.
A whole team.
Wow.
And those players are first team players. If we had that crisis at Arsenal, I don't want to imagine that.
Listen, we've got Santi Cazorla in the live chat. Did Arsenal sign? Not yet. Not yet.
Not yet. Santi Cazorla.
You know, I wanted to go through the live chat, but because I'm still aware that we've still got some audio problems, I'm not going to be able to do that. But we're going to end the show almost just short of 35 minutes. Yeah, it's just like back in the old days, almost 3 years ago when we Isaac and myself, we were just like doing the show almost every single day. And I tell you what, I'm so grateful. Thank you, Isaac.
You're welcome, brother. You see the love I have for Arsenal. You know, when I was in my senior high school, I was not a huge football fan. Yes, I was an Arsenal fan, but I could rarely name the first 11. But at the moment, I can tell you each and every player in the Premier League, in the 20 clubs. Yeah. Because I watch each and every game every weekend.
Wow.
Like right now, when we are done with this show, I'm going to watch the EFL game. That is United against Gillingham.
Yes.
And then Newcastle against Leicester. So I'm going to watch those games.
Wow.
And well, if Arteta, you are listening, you have a scout over here. Actually, brother Alex, you remember before Liverpool signed before they signed this young lad from there's this young lad they brought in. Why is his name escaping my mind?
From Fulham.
There's this young lad they signed from the championship.
Oh.
From the championship. Why am I forgetting his name? They signed him last in the summer, first weeks, and we had discussed about him.
I know what you're talking about. I can't
And
remember
we
his
said
name.
he's English, but you remember us talking about him.
Yeah.
It's sad that I cannot.
Let's have a look. I know who you're talking about, but I can't remember his name.
He's a midfielder.
Carvalho? Pedro Carvalho?
Yeah, Carvalho.
Yeah, from Fulham.
You remember us talking about Carvalho, and I said if we want a player, we could go for Carvalho. Only 2 days after our discussion about Carvalho, to hear reports about Liverpool. It's like it is like Klopp was listening. It's like he was listening. So at the moment, if Arteta you are listening, drop all the Tillemans things and go for Onana, Everton. I have seen his potential. He is a good player. He fits in the Arsenal, and he's just 21 years.
How much do you think Everton would have to release him for? 40 million? 50 million?
They bought him at 30.
Oh, right, okay.
30 million. So they could go up to 40, 45. If we have that negotiating muscle, we could get him at 40. 45 is not bad. And looking at his age, 21 years old, paying for 45 for 21 years old, I wouldn't mind.
So who if we're looking at him, Onana, for what position? For which player now? A Thomas Partey?
Yes.
Thomas
Partey.
Okay.
He could play as a Thomas Partey. He could also play as a Granit Xhaka. He plays the two roles.
Oh, wow.
Because at the moment, Everton have two holding midfielders, Idrissa Gana Gueye and Onana. They play with two holding midfielders. So if you get him in, actually you could break through midfield, opposition midfields, if you have him. Because I saw the way he's, you see the way Odegaard receives the ball when he has someone close to him.
Yeah.
That is what he does. He's like, give me the ball even if someone is close to me.
Oh, wow.
I can easily roll them. That is how he receives the ball. You give him the ball and he rolls someone. He sees you on his right and he rolls you towards his left. When you go to his left, he's on his right. That is a very valuable player. So, if they are listening, please do that. Go from Mudryk and Onana. Mudryk and Onana. You will be okay. And then come summer, go for defenders. Go for a centre back, a competition for Magalhaes.
So, like you said, if Arsenal and Arteta are listening, yeah, Brother Isaac has spoken. He has spoken. So, one more thing. So, going back to the Mudryk situation, is there an amount that you think Arsenal should not go beyond for Mudryk? Or do you think whatever the price is, go and get this player?
No, not that whatever the price is.
Mm.
At the moment, I hear they are at 80, close to 80. That they are at 65 and some add-ons. Don't go beyond 80.
Mm.
You look at the likes of Jack Grealish, 100 million. And what have they done? Nothing. Look at Darwin Núñez, 70 million. And how are they performing? Look at Pepe. We bought him at 72 million.
Yeah.
And he struggled. And actually, I think some of these price tags are weighing in on players.
Mm.
Look at there's this guy at United from Ajax. He scored the first goal that they scored against us.
Oh, what's his name?
Anthony.
Oh yeah, and yeah.
100 million.
My goodness.
Has he made a huge difference at United? No.
No.
No. So some of these huge amounts have been paid for nothing.
Mm.
You can tell Shakhtar, take 65 or leave it.
Or leave it. Yeah.
Or leave it. That is all we can offer. And because we want this player, that's all we can offer at the moment. If you don't want, leave it. And Mudryk himself has his heart on Arsenal.
Yeah.
And I'm happy that he's not forcing a move, because I do not want to have a player who forces moves.
Mm.
I want a player who sits and waits for discussions to be held and solutions to be reached amicably. Because if you have someone who's forcing a move, he comes to Arsenal and Real Madrid want him, and he also wants a Real Madrid move because we are almost winning the Champions League, and then he forces a move.
Yeah.
I do not want that. I want a player who's cool, calm, and composed, who will wait respectfully, respect his club, and wait for those discussions to be concluded. Although he's showing them, yes, I have my heart at Arsenal at the moment, but you go ahead, have your discussions, agree on the price, and then I'll be happy to live in a fair and amicable way.
Brilliant. Hey, listen, Brother Isaac has spoken, man. Arteta, I hope you're listening. Hey, Lou, I hope you're listening, man. If you want any advice, just come on Canal 4 TV, man. You get all the advice that you need. All right.
Yeah, you got all the think tanks.
Yeah.
Actually, I could tell you players, even up to Turkey leagues, the Saudi Arabians, who Arsenal could go for and will fit the system.
Yeah.
But at the moment, I'm happy going for Mudryk.
Okay. All right. Well, that's it. You know, this Tuesday evening show, we had some problems. I think continued problems with the audio, and our two other panelists couldn't make it. But actually, Brother Isaac and I, we made it 3 years ago, and we're still here, going strong. Much like Arsenal, going strong. Brother Isaac, thank you for your time. You know, you're always welcome on Canal 4 TV. We do literally appreciate your wisdom, your opinions. Thank you so very much for that, and I do hope that Arteta's listening.
I hope he is listening.
All right. I will be back tomorrow, even give some more live news. Let's just see, maybe this time tomorrow, I might be saying that Arsenal have signed Mudryk. I hope I'm not going to be saying Mudryk has gone to Chelsea.